All right, so the Ottawa Senators hang on to beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 2-1. And I said yesterday that the Sens looked like a young team when they were defending the lead against Washington. Well, they looked a lot better yesterday. Lineup notes in this one: Victor Mete and Tyler Ennis come in, Clark Bishop and Jacob Bernard-Docker come out. Bernard-Docker and Clark Bishop sent down to the taxi squad. A little surprised about Bernard-Docker going down. I thought he played well, but maybe DJ Smith finally wants to give Mete a chance. I mean, he hasn't played in 3 weeks. The Sens do have a plethora, I'll get it right, of defensemen. So, you got to play them all at some point. And, Victor Mete, I think he's looked okay at times this season. He's not everyone's favorite player, that's for sure. But, I thought he looked okay yesterday. And Anton Forsberg starts in goal for the Sens. And Elvis Merzlikins starts in goal for Columbus. Forsberg playing against the team that drafted him too, by the way, so you got to know that there's extra motivation for him in this game. All right, so we go to the first period, and I thought Ottawa was not very good throughout most of that first, but they do get the lead as 7:59 in. Artem Zub takes a shot from the point. He scores to make it 1-0. Adam Gaudette and Tyler Ennis get the assists on that goal. Tyler Ennis in the lineup picks up a secondary assist. The guy just can't find a way to score a goal. He had chances yesterday, Ennis did, but hopefully it'll come for him here at some point. And for Zub, he gets a new career high of 4 goals. I believe he only had 3 last year, so good for him, and hopefully he can keep the offense up. Ottawa would get into some penalty trouble, and they had to kill it off. Anton Forsberg was huge on the penalty kill. He made like 2 or 3 massive saves, I believe, on the second penalty kill that they had, and unbelievable. That's so true that your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. Yeah, I would like to see the Sens probably close those passing lanes off a little better and not give Forsberg so much work, especially on the penalty kill. But you do need your goalie to step up for you sometimes, and Forsberg definitely did that. And then with 34 seconds left, Sean Kuraly gets on the board for Columbus to tie the game up at 1. He scores a goal that's a bit controversial. Voracek and Zach Werenski get assists on that goal, and the reason why I call it controversial is because he being Sean Kuraly, appeared to knock Thomas Chabot down in front of the net, cross-check him to the ice. I guess it wasn't much, but they called a play like that on Josh Brown earlier in the period. So if you're going to call it one way, you got to call it the other way too. Kuraly shouldn't be allowed to knock Chabot down. Because he knocks Chabot down, that leaves him alone in front. Chabot unable to get back up in time. By the time he does get up, he's kind of facing the wrong way. He's not able to tie up Kuraly's stick in time, and he tips it home to tie the game up at 1. We go to the second period, and I thought Ottawa had a much better second period, more zone time. Getting after the Blue Jackets more, getting more pucks on net, not letting Columbus come to the neutral zone with the speed that they were coming with in the first period. And speaking of speed to the neutral zone, Tim Stützle puts on an absolute clinic about that. Yes, with 3:58 to go in the second, Stützle receives a pass from Formenton. Drake Batherson, who was actually moved on to that line, I should also mention that the Sens switched their lines up a little bit. Sanford goes to the top line. Well, I guess kind of the second line that became with Tkachuk and Norris. Batherson plays with Formenton and Stützle. So Batherson, he's the decoy. He draws 2 Columbus defenders to him. One's fully engaged with him. The other one's kind of, should I go after him? Should I stay in the middle? Wrong play, though, by the Blue Jackets. Should have stayed in the middle, because Tim Stützle, you give him that type of space, he comes in all alone, goes forehand, backhand, undresses Elvis Merzlikins. Poor Merzlikins had no chance on that goal. A beautiful goal, probably the best Sens goal of the year, I would have to think. Probably the best goal Tim Stützle has ever scored. And the Sens are up 2-1 now. And then we go to the third period with Ottawa leading 2-1. They're in a similar position that they were in yesterday. And I thought, like I mentioned in the open of this video, they handled it a lot better. They had a lot more zone time. They didn't sit back as much. Yeah, the Blue Jackets had their moments. They're kind of buzzing around at times in the Sens zone. We have to remember too, Ottawa is on a back-to-back here. Columbus, I think they're a much better team than people give them credit for. I was actually surprised at how fast they were. This is probably the first Blue Jackets game I've really watched this season. Forsberg was really strong. You know who else was really strong in this game? Nick Holden, I thought, was unbelievable. He made a couple of really great defensive plays, strong in front of the net. Him and Artem Zub were very strong defensively, really good in front of the net, like I said. For a team that gets victimized a lot in front of the net, boy, it's really refreshing to see a couple of defensemen clean up that area. So Columbus pulls the goalie for the extra attacker. They're buzzing. 6-on-5, Forsberg makes a couple of big saves. Josh Norris wins a bunch of face-offs at the end. I don't know, like 2 or 3 in a row or something. But the Sens, they have a hard time clearing out. There was one play where Tkachuk got to center. He ends up icing the puck. Well, he didn't get right to center because then it wouldn't have been icing. But he ices it. He just misses the open net. Brady Tkachuk, I mean, empty nets seem to kind of be his bane. I remember there was a few last year where he had like a pretty free shot at an open net and he missed it. You know, there was a couple times yesterday he had a free shot and missed that as well. He misses that chance and you're thinking, wow, the Blue Jackets could make them pay here. But they don't. Fortunately, the Sens hang on. They win some big draws, like I said earlier. Josh Norris winning those big face-offs. They get it out. Brady Tkachuk looks like he's about to redeem himself with like 5 seconds left and hit the empty net. But the guy just can't get the puck to settle down for him. And you know what makes it even worse? He gets absolutely smoked by Zach Werenski. Right as the horns sound and Tkachuk's helmet comes flying off. That's how hard the hit was. But you know what? What impressed me most about that play was Brady Tkachuk being cool about it. I mean, you know, usually he would get up and maybe go after a guy like Werenski for doing that to him. But he kept his cool, and I was really proud of Tkachuk for him doing that. You know, that's a real captain. That shows leadership, you know, especially after you've won a game. You know what? Who cares? I mean, some might say, oh, well, you don't want Werenski to get a lick on Tkachuk there and get the last laugh. I mean, at the end of the day, Brady Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators get the last laugh as they walk out of Columbus with 2 points. Now, I just want to talk about Tim Stützle for a bit. This was a guy who had an insane amount of chances to score in the first 10 games or so of the season. Then his scoring chances kind of petered out and he went quiet. And the reason why that happened is because, you know, when you're getting a lot of chances and it's not going for you, then you start to not play the game the right way. You start maybe to overthink things. You're gripping the stick a little tight. You're not getting those chances as much anymore when you don't bury on the initial chances that you have. And you'd have to think with the way Stützle's going now, he's back to creating chances, and even better, he's burying these chances now, unlike he was in October and early November. You'd have to think had he got one in October there, the floodgates would have opened. Who knows how many goals he would have had right now. 3 stars in this game were Anton Forsberg, Tim Stützle, and Sean Kuraly. And while I don't want to take anything away from Kuraly, I thought he had a really strong game for Columbus, to be honest with you. I mean, you could have easily given Nick Holden a 3rd star in my opinion. He was outstanding defensively, like I said earlier. Those are my thoughts on this game. Please let me know what you all think in the comments below. Sens' next game is tomorrow at home against Buffalo. There won't be any fans, so that's gonna be pretty tough. I mean, you go from an exciting atmosphere, you know, on the road in Columbus there, hanging on and getting the win, to having no fans. So like I said, let me know all that and more. Also, please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.